There is a kind of discipline the world rarely speaks of. Not the kind enforced by a rule book, but the kind that lives quietly inside a person who has chosen, consciously, to trust something larger than themselves. Not a strict, externally enforced discipline, but the determined stillness of true faith. To understand this, let us go back in time to a real-life example. At Kailash Ashram in the Himalayas, a group of young students arrived with full hearts and sharp minds, seeking the ancient wisdom they had heard so much about. The very first instruction given to them by the Guru was this: every morning, collect cow dung. Shape it into briquettes, dried in the sun. Soak the dried briquettes, then begin again. Day after day, collect, shape, dry, and soak for 3 months. At first, everyone went about this task dutifully. But slowly, doubt crept in. Then frustration. Then the quiet whispers. Many students became restless. They questioned the purpose. They doubted the process. Some even dismissed the teaching. But there was one student who was different. He showed up every morning. He shaped the briquettes. He soaked them. He began again. Not performing surrender, living it. Not because he was more talented. Not because he understood something the others didn't. He was different because when the instruction was given, he simply received it. No need to decode it before he could honor it. When the final assessment came, the Guru looked across the entire group, and out of everyone, he called forward only this one student to continue. The task had never been about the task. It was about observing the student's inner state. Do they resist, or do they remain steady? Do they rely only on their intellect, or can trust be sustained in the absence of explanation? That student was Dr. Vrushakapi. He went on to become a guru in this very lineage, one of the most uncompromising Vedic traditions in the Himalayas. When he speaks of those 3 months today, what moves people is not the discipline he showed. It is what he says was absent. The need to question never arose. Whatever was given, I did with sincerity. It was enough. Most of us are wired to understand something before we trust it. We read the instructions first. We want to see where something is going before we take the first step. That makes sense in most areas of life. But Vedic spiritual tradition asks something different. To trust the process before it explains itself. To show up sincerely even when the purpose isn't clear yet. Even Swami Vivekananda, one of the most celebrated yogis in history, was sent into this very tradition by his guru, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Not to evaluate it, but to go through it. Even today, in the pure traditions of the Himalayas, what are often called monasteries, this principle has never wavered. An unquestioning surrender to the gurus of the past, the present and the future, and to their teachings. This continuity is itself the proof of legacy. This continuity is authenticity. This isn't a new idea. It has been at the heart of these lineages in Himalayan monasteries for generations. As you move through this program, when something doesn't make sense straight away, stay with it. Because the shift you're here for usually happens quietly, in the middle of doing something ordinary, when you've stopped waiting for it to arrive. Because the path of yoga is not only about what you learn, it is about what you are willing to trust before you understand, before it is proven, simply because you chose to.